it makes it so easy when everything's in your calendar and you've got things allocated that when something comes to you of, hey, have you got a minute to do this, or you get tempted by whatever, it's easy to say no to it because there's already something in there. I've got this time open in my time blocking that I'm able to do whatever it is that I want to do, but I'm still getting to pick and choose of my choices that are out there. So I'm keeping the most important things in front of me. It feels like it's been a long time since we've been in these chairs.
Well, in some chairs.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time we were. Oh, I get it. These chairs, exactly.
Yes.
I think it's been a long time since we've been in front of the camera, let alone just these chairs.
That's true. It's been a few weeks. Yes, it's a new year, new stuff going on. We record in batch. We batch record, so that was part of the reason we haven't been around. So although our podcasts have been going out, we haven't been around. Welcome back, Travis.
Welcome back, mister.
Sweet. And laughing because our first topic actually hit me like right in the face. Time blocking. And why it was funny was because Travis sent me an email, but now I time block when I read my email. So I hadn't seen the email yet that was the subject that we were talking about.
That's interesting because when I think of time blocking, I always think of a calendar and reserving things on your calendar.
Mm-hmm.
I guess one of those can be when you check emails.
Yep. So I dropping in social media when I'm checking social media, when I'm checking emails. There's a kind of the regular tasks that happen during the day. I've kind of allocated a certain amount of time. Pop in, get them done, pop back out, and then
I realized the power of that over the last 2 days. I've made a conscious effort of not going on to some of my favorite websites or into my email. And I'm like, wow, I thought I was just poking in real quick and it was a minute so I could see what's going on. And the reality was that disrupts your whole day.
Yep. Takes you down the rabbit hole. Because you find that one article or whatever, and then you just keep reading about it and keep reading about it. And then the next thing you know, it's like, oh, and then they give you backlinks. So you, God forbid, you click one of those.
Then you got a virus, then your computer goes down.
Different topics. But anyway, so I guess, question, do you time block?
I do.
Okay. What does yours look like?
My most obvious ones that I've done are when I want to be prospecting. And by prospecting, I just mean having conversations, following up with people. So it can mean a lot of different things. It doesn't mean I'm sitting there cold calling that whole time. It could be all emails. It just depends. But I have a given time every day. And then I also, at the end of the day, time blocked to follow up on any of those conversations, things that I had during the day.
Okay.
And that was one of the things I definitely wanted to mention because it's funny. You're like, no, I made all these calls. I'll follow up. That's my thing. I'll do it every day.
Nope.
No. Yeah. So many things distract you and you have the best intentions and man, it just gets away from you.
Right.
And I went to the point of I never used to use alarms or notifications on my calendar. I do use those now. And it bings me at 4 o'clock every day. Hey, time to follow up with these people before the day ends.
That has been my favorite feature.
Yeah, it makes a huge difference.
And you don't have to remember anything.
Yeah, because you will forget. No, I got it. How many times have we heard that? I got it. No, I don't remember.
Because I forgot our meeting today. But it was in the calendar, and the calendar said, hey, it's time to go. Yeah. And just to give things perspective, because I know in your time blocking in that example that you gave for the real estate agent, if you're prospecting in the morning, had an agent that was in here this morning and he was doing his cold calling from 8 o'clock to 11 o'clock this morning. And you're right, you need to have that schedule or that set schedule in the afternoon and or in the evening as well, because theoretically in their role or his role, he's trying to create appointments.
Yep.
So what makes the most sense for being able to fit those appointments in when you're getting positive reinforcement from your activities that you were doing earlier? So you've got to have that beginning, that first part of the day and that latter part of the day in situations like that. But, I got asked this question this morning. Social media it was a post actually. It was Sue Benson, she had posted something and she was talking about time blocking as well. And she had asked me a question of what is it that I like about time blocking so much? And what's the biggest benefit that I see from it? And I said, the biggest benefit I get from it is it makes it very easy to say no. It makes it so easy when everything's in your calendar and you've got things allocated that when something comes to you of, hey, have you got a minute to do this, or you know, you get tempted by whatever, it's easy to say no to it because there's already something in there. Or even if you have an open time that you're giving that to put things in that you know haven't, I've got this time open in my time blocking that I'm able to do whatever it is that I want to do, but I'm still getting to pick and choose of my choices that are out there. So I'm keeping the most important things in front of me during those times.
Otherwise, you rarely get around to them, if at all.
Yep.
That's what I like. I know 9 to 11. Now, do I broach that sometimes? Absolutely. But does it help me in scheduling my priorities? Absolutely.
Yep.
So most people like, hey, can I get some of your time? No problem. Any day of the week after 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
That's like my go-to now.
So what should broach? What should get in the way?
Meetings.
Okay.
So if I'm setting meetings
Mm-hmm.
with prospects, I will allow that to interrupt
Okay.
my time. And then I try to pick it up in the afternoon.
Right, right. So in the real estate world, for the real estate agents, that's listing appointments, that's buyer consultations.
Yep.
It is not, hey, we need to go over this repair request list
Exactly.
or things of that nature.
Or I need
Those
to work
things,
on my marketing or this.
Right.
You got to put that in other times of the day.
exactly. Those should be time blocked, and those things should be in there, and they should not interrupt your prospecting time or other things that are equally important in your time blocking. But somebody calls and says, "Come list me," and I want to meet now. Yeah, that one's okay. And
That's what I
yeah,
do.
so don't get in the habit of saying, "No, I don't have time right now." The only reason you shouldn't have time for something like that is if you're at another listing appointment.
Yep.
So, all right. What else on time block? I feel like that one's pretty.
Yeah.
Pretty
I mean, I just give you an
straightforward.
example real quick. My days are get in 8, definitely no later than 9. Prepare,
Mhm.
right? Get things open, review things. Do my 9 to 11 because I know it's there. And then a lot of times I go past that. I'll go
Mhm.
to 11:30, 12.
Right.
You know, my momentum or what's going on. If not, then I've got a little block of time there to crash on some things that need to get done. Because as you know, you probably witnessed me, I like to leave the office for lunch.
Right.
It's like downtime. So
Mhm.
I leave for an hour and then I come back. And then the afternoon I've got for projects,
Right.
meeting with people outside of a prospecting way,
Mm-hmm.
whatever else I need to get done in the office until I get around to about 4 o'clock. My thing goes off, and then I know, hey, I got to make sure I wrap up this day strong and get those follow-ups and everything I need done. So that's the general flow of my days.
So hopefully everybody heard him. He likes to leave for lunch. That's actually a time block for you.
Yes, it is.
And a lot of people don't realize that that needs to be in there like everything else. For me, I got to take my walk. So if people are in the office, who's the crazy guy walking, doing laps around the building? That is the rejuvenation time and resetting the batteries and the things like that. And that time, the phone is down. You know, you can call me, but it'll ring in my office, but it won't ring in my ear because I just won't. Because that's truly a downtime for me. And so those are important to have. Those are just as important to have those in there as the actual working activities of the prospectings and everything else.
Absolutely.
Sweet. I guess I would close on this. If you're struggling with time blocking and things like that, try just one part of the day. Like maybe you create a morning routine that's
Yeah.
got a time block in it.
And it didn't just start for me like, hey, I
Right.
want a time block. I mean, it was an evolution,
Mhm.
over time, weeks, months, maybe
Right.
a year, right? You start out with a little something.
Mm-hmm.
And certainly my time blocks have definitely changed over time
Right.
based on what I had going on, what I thought would work better. So I always like to say that with a lot of these things because everybody comes out and a week later they're like, well, this just isn't working for me. Well, it doesn't work for anybody in a week.
Got to
You
get
got to
uncomfortable.
work on it. You got to get a feel for it.
Yep.
You got to adjust it a little bit, and it will adjust over time. I
Yep.
just adjusted mine. I forget what I did exactly, but I remember I'm like, nope, that's not working anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get rid of that. Move this back in. And I also like it because it forces me sometimes to do things that otherwise wouldn't. And then, I can put that off till tomorrow. I'm like, no, I get on the phone. I got 10 minutes. Let me see what I can get done.
Exactly.
And it's interesting. It's really pushed me to do more things to fit them into my time blocks.
Nice. I like it. In closing, if you guys have questions, drop them in the comments below. Please, 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 if you like what you're hearing, even if you don't like what you're hearing, subscribe anyway, because we might get better, and then you might like it. I don't know. But subscribe, and like.
What's with all the neediness? Don't be so needy, Nestor.
Well, don't get if I don't ask.